I think this is the coolest thing. I love the Mojave jeans. Mojave? I don't know how to, I'm so sorry. Good morning, Reptilians. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elle, and this is Elle's Reptiles. So before we get started, we hit 50,000 subscribers. That is crazy to me. Thank you guys so much. You're all so amazing. I don't even have words. There will be a giveaway for this in the future, hopefully super soon. I honestly was not prepared. I did not realize that I was going to hit 50,000 as quickly as I did. There will be a giveaway coming. We just got to figure out what we want to give away and all those details because unprepared, but thank you guys so much. So this week we are doing a video that I've never done before. Thought it'd be kind of fun just to look at different morphs of different animals. These are going to be my top 10 favorite morphs just that exist. I'm sure that there are some super cool morphs out there that I'm not going to mention because there are a lot of morphs out there, but these are just the ones that come to my mind when I think about my personal favorite morphs. Just a quick disclaimer, some problematic morphs do exist. I am not an expert on genealogy or morphs or breeding reptiles or anything like that. This video is just for fun. If I list something here that is a problematic morph, let me know. And if so, sorry in advance. Not advocating at all getting problematic morphs. Definitely let me know down in the comments below what your favorite morphs are, and give me some video ideas down there too, because I love making the videos that you guys want me to make. Before we get started, this video is sponsored by iHeartGecko, so make sure to stay until the end of the video to find all about this awesome company. Let's get started. These morphs aren't going to be in any particular order. However, number one on this list, if you have been following my channel for any amount of time, you probably already know what my top favorite morph of all time is. That is pied. I absolutely love the look of pied animals. Normally when people think of the piebald morph, they think of ball pythons, which I adore pied ball pythons, but other reptiles come in this beautiful painted on pattern as well. There are pied tokay geckos, there are pied alligators. I think that there are even pied iguanas. I love the look of this. It literally looks like a pattern was painted on over a white canvas. And because I love art and painting so much, I adore this morph. Next we have, in my opinion, the most beautiful crested gecko of all time, and that is the Lilly White crested gecko. This is a few years ago, it was a relatively new morph, and I just think that it's so pretty. White on a crested gecko isn't something that you normally see. It's normally browns and yellows and very earthy colors. I would love to have one of these one day. I would love to have more crested geckos one day because they are my favorite. I love the Lilly White crested gecko. Next up is the bold stripe leopard gecko, and for a very long time this was one of my absolute favorite morphs of leopard gecko because you just have these bold patterns. I loved it so much, but when I was looking up the picture of the bold stripe leopard gecko, I stumbled upon a fire bold leopard gecko and I instantly fell in love. I'm not completely sure if the fire bold is related to the bold stripe. I know that there's a lot of tangerine sort of lines in there. I love the bold stripe leopard gecko so much, and I absolutely adore the fire bold leopard geckos. I don't think fire bolds are something that you can just go and buy. I don't think that they're very common. I think that they're relatively new. I don't really know, but I love this leopard gecko. The next one we're going to talk about is the blue-eyed Lucy, but also just all solid white reptiles. I think that it's super cool because, again, it's not something that you would see in nature. I think that normal reptiles are also absolutely beautiful, but just going in that complete opposite of what you would normally find in nature and just having a solid white animal like the blue-eyed Lucy or the zero bearded dragons or the blizzard leopard geckos, any kind of solid white animal like that is just so beautiful to me because it is so far from what you would normally see, and it just makes it special. They're all special. Love all the reptiles, but it just makes them special. For a very long time, right after I got Zaz, I thought that I wanted a second bearded dragon, and I was heavily looking into these zero bearded dragons, and I almost got one, but then I saw that price tag and I opted out. I didn't get one, but I absolutely adore those kinds of patterns and colors that you wouldn't normally see in nature just because they are so eye-catching and so fascinating. Next up is Axanthic. anything. Axanthic ball pythons, especially those stormtroopers, Axanthic crested geckos. I just love that look of a almost grayscale animal, especially with the ball pythons. It literally looks like a pencil drawing of a ball python, and that is so cool to me. I don't think that I've ever honestly seen one of these in person. I would love to see one of these in person. I love this morph. That's it. The Magpie blood python. I saw this a year or two ago at a reptile show, and I stopped everything I was doing to record a video of it because it was the most beautiful blood python. Did I say blood python or ball python? The Magpie blood python. I saw this a year. It was the most beautiful blood python that I've ever seen in my life. I want one so bad. If I were to ever own a blood python, which I do not have any at the moment, if I were to ever own a blood python, I would adore a magpie. They are also very expensive, but I would adore having one of these. I don't know if you've seen the pattern here. Most of my favorite color combinations, my favorite morphs of animals are just very bright color contrasty things. I like contrast, and I like either normal type animals or animals that do not look like they would ever belong in the wild. I'm gonna be completely honest, when I saw this blood python, I didn't even know that yellow blood pythons existed. I didn't even know that those morphs were a thing. I might have at some point, I don't know, I probably forgot, but it blew me away. I am in love with this blood python. The lavender hognose, or lavender corn snakes, lavender anything really. Lavender genes on reptiles are super cool. Like how is purple? How does purple get in there? I love purple. I love the color purple so much, and they just snuck it into these reptiles, and it's so cool. That sounds so silly, sorry. It's just so cool. I held a lavender hognose at Snake Discovery, and that was actually the first time I've ever held an adult hognose in my life, and it was so beautiful. Like, this footage, it doesn't do it justice. You can't see very well what it is that I'm even holding. I just adore this lavender gene. The GHI Mojave ball pythons. This has been one of my favorite morphs of ball pythons since I very first got my ball python. I think this is the coolest thing. I love the Mojave genes. Mojave? I don't know how to, I'm so sorry. I've always absolutely adored the Mojave look on ball pythons, and the GHI is so cool. And the fact that the GHI stands for gotta have it is so funny to me and so cool. And when these two genes, the GHI and the Mojave, mix together, it's just so cool. It makes this like really cool breakup in the pattern, and it provides such cool contrast with the really dark and the really light yellows, and it's just so cool. This next one is a relatively new discovery of mine, and that is the Palmetto corn snake. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. I don't know. Palmetto? I don't know. This thing is super cool. Again, we have a white background, so to speak, and then just speckles of coloration, and that contrast is amazing. I think that I like it so much because it does kind of remind me of the way that pied ball pythons look, just with the white and then the speckling of color. Looks super cool. Love this snake. I didn't even know this corn snake existed until very recently, and so I've never actually held one, never seen one, but yeah, it's a cool corn snake. Just like all the other ones, I adore this morph, and that's what this whole video is just gonna be me saying over and over. I love this morph. I adore this morph. I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk about morphs with you guys. And the last one before we get to the honorable mentions is the scissors crossing king snake. Look at this thing. I love king snakes anyway. I absolutely adore the Mexican black king snakes. I love that all black look. It looks just so sleek and so clean. And I love the black and white high contrast of king snakes, but I had never heard of this specific one until, again, very recently, just like the last corn snake. And I fell in love instantly. So much contrast, that stripe going down. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Now we're gonna talk about some honorable mentions. Each one of these is not on the main list for a reason, even though I adore all of them. The first one is Patient Zero. This crested gecko is crazy cool. I am in love with this crested gecko, but to my knowledge, they have been working on trying to breed another one of these with no luck. So I'm not sure if it's a genetic thing or what happened there. So it's not on the normal list because it's not obtainable, but this guy is so cool. If this little dude became available and I had the funds for it, I would be first in line to get one because I want a little alien. Next up is Paradox. Paradox, I, again, love. This is also called Chimera. I love these. It basically is a bearded dragon or a ball python or whatever, and there's like different morphs and they're all just kind of smushed together, and it makes this crazy cool patterning. This isn't on the normal list because I don't think that this is a breedable thing. I think this is just kind of something that happens. I've seen where people say that it is where there'll be two snakes or two animals in the egg and one kind of absorbs the other one. I don't know how true that is, but I'm pretty sure that it is not a breedable thing that happens. So these are kind of rare. Because of that, it's not on my main list, but these are so cool. They are so cool. This is just the coolest little snake, the coolest bearded dragons. The whole paradox look makes reptiles look like just the coolest little creatures. I mean, they are the coolest little creatures, but I love them. And the last one is the Black Knight Leopard Gecko. I saw one of these for the first time a few years ago at a reptile show and I was blown away. It's so cool, but they kind of have fallen on my favorites list ever since I got my cave gecko, because my cave gecko is all black with stripes of yellow and she basically looks like a leopard gecko, and I love that contrast. She is, in my opinion, the most beautiful animals that I have in this house. Ever since I got her, my fascination with the Black Knight leopard geckos has kind of dwindled quite a bit, but I still felt like they should be on the list because they were my favorite for a while. But that is it. That is all that I have for this week's video. Hopefully it wasn't super boring. I just wanted to make like a list style, most awesome reptiles style list video because I haven't done one of these in literal months, and this is the only one that I could think of to do. So let me know down in the comments what your favorite reptile morph is. It can be any reptile, whatever morph you want. Let me know some really cool ones. I will spend so much time going through those comments and looking up morphs of animals. So let me know down below. And also let me know if you have some video ideas. What do you guys want to see from Elle's Reptiles next? As I said at the beginning of this video is sponsored by iHeartGeckos. iHeartGeckos is an awesome company that makes conversion kits for any old aquarium that you may have laying around. You just stick one of these conversion kits in there with aquarium safe silicone and you have a front opening tank at a very affordable price forever. These tanks are so cool. They are very durable. They are very breathable. I have a whole wall of plants here. I don't know if you can see it in my Gargoyle Gecko's tank that goes over halfway up the tank now. It grows plants fantastically and my cleanup crew is reproducing like crazy in there, and I have a happy. These conversion kits are such an awesome affordable way to make sure that your arboreal animal is able to be given all of the space that they need at, again, a good price. If you haven't ordered one of these, please make sure to leave Elle's Reptiles in the How Did You Hear About Us box so that way they know that you guys are coming from here. Thank you so much to our geckos for continuing to sponsor these videos. As always, if you have not already, please feel free to follow me on my other socials and like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications every single time I put out a new video, which is every Sunday and some Wednesdays. This week's Instagram shout out is for Robinette's Menagerie for following me on Instagram and going through and liking a whole bunch of my stuff. And this week's subscriber shout out is for Dragon King Bioactive for commenting on last week's video. Thank you guys both so much. You are the bee's knees. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye. These aren't in any particular order, but these aren't in any particular order, so I just thought it'd be fun. Actually, these are not, oh, actually, before we get started, order at thedoobiedo.com. Let's get started. Nope, okay. Before we get started, this video is sponsored by iHeartGeckos, so make sure to stay until the end. These aren't in any particular order. These morphs aren't gonna be in any particular order. However, these morphs aren't, so sorry over there, Sterling. Actually, we won't put that in. I'm so awkward today. Close and very, my neighbor's dog, I don't know. He does what he wants, I guess. Actually, I should put a disclaimer in the beginning of this about problematic morphs. I'm gonna do that. Actually, I guess I just put it here. Actually, no, we'll put it at the beginning. Cool. I absolutely love the paradox of their existence, and I hated that. We're not gonna put that in there. As I said at the beginning, actually no, I already did that. Where am I? I'll just do like a Q&A video next, and then we can do the giveaway. That might be it.